All right, howdy folks, welcome back to Top Comics Pressing. Here we have another incredible copy of the Incredible Hulk number 181. This one is currently graded a CGC 7.5 with off-white to white pages, and I think it has some defects that we can help improve. So one of which is, if you look right here, there is some rippling and waving to the cover. Right here around that Comic Code Authority, it does look like there's a little bit of a water stain. Some things like this right here that have a little bit of a finger bend on the Hulk's rear end there, we're not going to be able to fix that. I actually don't know what's up with this misaligned page. So you can see some inner wraps hanging out from under the cover, but it's only on this one edge. And I don't know if it's part of a miswrap or not. So you can see that it is a little bit tighter up top there than it is down here, but not by much. So if it is a miswrap, it's not that bad, and typically you don't see that much inner wrap exposed on it on a miswrap, so that's a little bit confounding. When you flip this thing on over, I do think that this one's a pretty good candidate for our blue LED whitening. If you look around the spine here, you can see that there is a little bit more tanning, and as you kind of come on in here, you do have a color gradient from kind of right to left, and so we're going to try to even that on out with our hydrogen peroxide. Because this is a little bit more tanned here, I think that's going to restrict how much treatment we can do on the interior covers. But nevertheless, let's get going here with this copy of the Incredible Hulk number 181. Just going to go ahead and slide my screwdriver in here as always. And then just try to slide it to the posts. There we go, cleared one post there. Go to the other corner. And now that we got the posts ready, we're just going to kind of peel that out and use the screwdriver going right down the seam. That should be plenty. Cool. Tag out. There we go. Get our inner well there on the comic, and I'll try to pull these straight up as much as possible. Now we have to decide where to cut on this book, and it's pretty tight up top. Let's see if we can get it to bounce down below. I really don't want to cut down below given the oddness with that edge. I don't want to accidentally cut through the front. So this is going to have to be enough clearance there. The sides are pretty tight, so I think we're going to have to go through the top. And I'm going to take this one a little bit slower than normal, partially because it's a Hulk 181, and partially because it's a little bit tighter than I like it to be. Go. Peel that back as much as possible just to make sure it's off. There we go. Ta-da! All right, take my scissors. Underneath the plastic. Right there. So, pull that on out. Go see how we did. I have at least one sheet of micro chamber paper in there. Might be two. Closer to the back. Looks good at the center fold. Saw the MVS as we flipped past there, so that was good. Only see the one. So good amount of yellowing on that interior cover. A little bit of red ink bleed right there. You can see, not too bad though. Let's see how bad that stain is. Thankfully, I don't see that stain on the interior cover up there by the P and prize. So if it's there, it's got to be on the kind of the exterior only. Yeah, so that might be a good sign there that we'll be able to... I'm not going to actually spot hop this one initially. What we're going to try to do is just hope that the blue LED kind of takes care of it. It looks like it's a really small ring. If it were bigger, I would think it's a coffee cup, but I don't know what makes a coffee cup ring that's that small. No real creasing on the cover to look at. You might have a little bit of a blemish or something down here. Maybe somebody pressed an eraser piece into it. It's actually kind of what that looks like, is a little bit of eraser piece that got pressed. Nothing too shabby though. Really nice looking copy. We'll see what we can get this up to, but no creases, no spine ticks, just that one little stain. A little bit of water damage back here. If you look right there, that might be a little bit more of a problem actually, right? And there you can kind of see it. So I might have to see if we can repolish that. All right, but that's it. Let's get some pictures of this under the light and we'll tune back in. All right, here we are with this incredible copy of the Incredible Hulk number 181. So we're just gonna do some light dry cleaning. I didn't see a ton that needed to be dry cleaned up, so hopefully this bit will be a little bit quicker there. And as I said, I think that stain on the top, I'm gonna hope will come out just with the blue LED. I'm gonna try to avoid doing a spot hop up there, mostly because spot hop I think is one of my higher risk procedures, particularly on books of this era. I think it's a little bit more forgiving when you get to the 80s, but pre-1980 and particularly on anything Silver Age, spot hop can be quite a high risk endeavor. Oh yeah, and I thought this was an eraser bit somebody else had stuck there. Let's see if that... It's breaking apart very slowly. Of course, I don't want to use any actual force when doing this on such a nice copy of a book. There we go. That was totally what that was. So it was a little piece of eraser. Still a little bit left in there. And I think that last little bit's going to be stuck. But it looks a little bit better. Forgot about that. All right. This looked pretty thoroughly dry cleaned, which is good because somebody left a little bit of eraser on it from last time, but hopefully it wasn't me. I don't think it was me. Ooh, there's a little bit of a water stain down here I missed before. It does not show up on the interior, but if we look right on that bottom edge, right here, see a little bit of a water stain. So that should lighten up with the blue LED as well. Not gonna risk spot hop again on it, I don't think. Other than that, looks pretty good for a dry clean, so I think that'll be about it. Game plan for this one is going to be 3 exterior and 2 interior on all 4 surfaces. So 3 and 3 is 6, 2 and 2 is 4, so that's a total of 10 blue LED treatments. We're going to stick with the overlay, and if we have good luck with that, we'll keep to it. If this doesn't budge with the overlay, we might do 1 misting on both the front cover and the back cover. It seems to be a little bit better at dealing with tide lines, but all in all, pretty nice copy. All right, here we are with this incredible copy of the Incredible Hulk number 181, fresh out of the light box. You'll notice it has our characteristic wrinkle of being exposed to the blue LED overlay method. So this book got a total of 10 treatments. So I did 3 treatments on the front cover, 3 treatments on the back cover, 3 treatments on the interior front cover, and I'm sorry, 2 on the interior front cover and 2 on the interior back cover. So 3 and 3 is 6 plus 2 and 2 is 4, and so a total of 10. You can see if you can compare it to a white sheet of paper. There's still an aged cream look to it, so it's not blasted, but it does look awful lot brighter. And you'll notice the 2 things I was really trying to accomplish here are that really light faint staining up in that Comic Code Authority box. Look like that is pretty much cleared out. We weren't going to touch the black, and we're not going to touch that lifted little bit of red there, but that red I think made a ring. And you can see that there's no longer a yellow line going through there. And so that was one of the things we wanted to accomplish. The other of which is, if you remember, this comic had a gradient from kind of creamish over here to a really light kind of white on the back. So it looked tanned kind of along this part of the back book. And that has definitely evened out now, at least to a point where I don't think you'll get any cringeworthy, exposure when you flip it on over. It definitely looks like it's a smoother gradient. And so that's really nice to see coming out of the light box. All right, so this thing is going to get ready for kind of our standard press, 15 minutes at 155, backer board at the centerfold, 65-pound cardstock under the front and the back cover. And we're going to go through some light humidity before we do that, and we'll check on in when this thing is all set and done. Thank you. All All right, here we are, folks. It's time for one final look at this incredible copy of The Incredible Hulk number 181 before we send it back to its owner to ultimately go to Florida. This copy did, I think, overall get a very nice bump in eye appeal. The little bit of light foxing here, we cleared up. That cream to tan gradient on the back, we evened out and brightened quite extensively. And all in all, I think this is a much sharper copy, but if it'll get a BUMPSKI or not is ultimately up to the folks in Florida. So keep your fingers crossed for me. In the meantime, please go ahead and click that like and subscribe button right below on your feed, somewhere right along here, probably right in this area. And sit tight, because what will look to you to be mere seconds is going to be a couple of weeks for me here on this end while I bite my nails in anticipation. As always, what I'm going to do for these really nice big books is flip this one on over and tuck it on a Golden Age Mylar like so. And now it should be double protected front and back as this thing gets ready for its trip. So take care, everybody. Stay tuned. Keep your fingers crossed, etc. All right, everybody. The jury is back with this one, and CGC has spoken. So we have our copy of The Incredible Hulk number 181, which is now a 9.0 copy. So this was a 7.5 CGC copy, which we have now increased to a 9.0. So that reflects a 1.5 grade increase, 859. So 3 grade levels, 1.0 on the scale. That should represent a pretty massive increase in value on that book. One that was in really nice shape. You know, obviously we gave it the Top Comics try, and this one turned out pretty well. So go ahead and leave a thumbs up for the video. Please click that subscribe button. Make sure you check out the stain removal and whitening book for tips, tricks, and the rest of the details on the processes shown here. And enjoy the rest of the day.